Hi, I'm Chris Sembower, and I'm a designer and illustrator based out of Kansas City, and I do a lot of sports artwork. You may be familiar with some of them. They look a lot like this one right here. So I want to kind of address a tragic moment that we all woke up to a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, most of us saw the news of Yordano Ventura's premature passing, and I think that a lot of people became really close with the Royals, especially in Kansas City, after the two World Series runs and the one World Series victory. And so, obviously, this death kind of hits us in a really weird way. And one of the things that I do with my profession, my livelihood is based around painting moments that, people want to remember, events from the game, things like that. And so, obviously, when this happened, I received a lot of requests. People want me to do a rest in peace or a memorial Ace Ventura piece. Definitely understandable. I feel a little bit uncomfortable, to be honest, with producing a piece like I produce on my other pieces and making profit off of it. Feels like I'm profiting from his death, and that's obviously something that makes me feel very uncomfortable. So here's what I want to do. I want to do something a little bit different, and over the next week I'm going to be producing a series of videos and or live streams and kind of figuring that out right now, where I'm going to be actually sketching ideas for my upcoming Yordano Ventura piece. And so those will be on Facebook and Twitter. Definitely stay tuned and kind of give me your feedback over the course of the process. And so the basic process here is going to be, I will produce a series of sketches. I want your feedback. I want you guys to interact with this. Obviously, he's a guy that I think people will remember and want to remember in a lot of different ways. So I'm really curious. I want your comments down below here. How do you want him to be remembered? There's a lot of aspects of his life. Is it more about him as a person? Is it more about him as a pitcher? Is it more about his electric smile, which I think will end up being pretty timeless looking back on his life? All of those things are probably iconic, and so I definitely want your feedback in terms of how would you like to remember him on your wall, framed and matted? That's pretty much as simple as it is. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give 100% of the profit from the print that I produce here to a worthy charity. And I haven't fleshed out exactly who that's going to be yet, but I want to make sure that there's transparency on the back end here, on the front end. I want to make sure that everybody knows exactly what I'm doing, who I'm giving the money to, how much of this is going to them, etc. And so after we get the piece and I get it all painted, and you guys will see the sizing options, and we produce them, I'll make it known who the charity is, what the check amount is. I'll probably have a video talking about a lot of that. But a lot of this is going to take place on my social media pages, so both my Facebook and my Twitter pages, so definitely keep an eye on that. Another piece of my business that I do is I do a lot of framing, and so obviously this is a piece that I would encourage everybody to frame, and so I already give a pretty good framing rate on. I have a pretty good relationship with a local Kansas City framer who does a lot of preservation grade framing, and so this will be these will all be framed using preservation grade material. That way you're not looking at a piece with sunspots here in 20 years, and so. The price that we already give on that is pretty good, and I'm going to give it to you at an even bigger discount just to make sure that, or just to encourage you to frame it correctly. So beyond that, I would say let's just keep an eye on my social media pages over the next week or two. Watch the creation process of this piece. Definitely comment down below with ideas. I'm looking for good concept ideas. I'm looking for good charity ideas. Basically, I'm looking for any idea that would make a better end product. So keep an eye on my social media pages. Give me a comment if something feels right. And I'm Chris Sembower. Thanks for watching.